When there's an influencer who's an out of shape, degenerate drunk, why do you think people resonate with that man? Because he makes them feel better about themselves. When they look at people that are actually doing good, you know, it triggers them. So that's why they, do you know what I mean? It makes them feel bad. This is why degeneracy sells, because it makes people feel better about themselves. Look what's there. Broken men, tired, getting through the day, cocaine, sex, gambling. It's a pandemic, demasculating. And the construction industry needs help. And then if someone will do drug tests, they just throw a man on the street. They don't care, mate. No one seems to give a shit about the men. All I know is I get called the worst dad in the world, but yeah, I was. Just like they are, they're judging me. But now, mate, I'm leading by example. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do this, I don't do that. I'm putting this, I'm trying, I'm dealing with my trauma. I'm doing this for them, my mum and everybody that I care about.
We welcome you back onto a new episode of Disciples of Truth. Today we have Rick Monckton on.
yeah, whatever. It's fine. I'm okay with it, mate. Don't make a big thing about it. It's all right. Whatever. I'll get called worse daily, mate. Don't worry. It's cool.
I'm sure.
It's all right.
So I was just wanting to, because this is a bit of an exclusive, really. You've not shared your story before. No. So I was just trying to go back to the start of, what upbringing was like for you, and how you've always experienced life. Is it you always known that there's something out of sync, or? Yeah,
mate, there was always something there. I always refused any tablet. I don't know why, I can't answer why. But I'd always refuse headache tablets. The only time I'd take it is if I had a migraine or a toothache. Yeah. I remember refusing my BCG, just being at school and sitting there thinking, what are you on about? And it was just my playground, just to muck about, basically. But it's always felt, do you know what I mean? Until you understand, once you see, you can't unsee.
Yeah. Because I seen your post over there, and it was right with me. It's and it's saying, were you just tuning out at school because you didn't agree what you knew, your soul knew not to?
Yeah, because I didn't see anybody that cared about their job. There wasn't no passion. But if there was to the odd teacher that was all right, you know what I mean? Yeah. Then I'd behave in that lesson because I could tell he was doing it from a place of love, like a place of actually. Do you know what I mean? But that's the problem with teachers this day and age. Yeah. They've lost the ability to care. Not all of them, there's good teachers out there. But the school system's a school system. It's outdated and it's whatever it is. You know, I know why.
Yeah, well, I like that. They're still teaching the same model that we're teaching our grandparents, not even just as parents. Exactly. And it's not the same world anymore with the technology. And I think even then, they were getting taught about how to grow food and all the rest of it. And we're coming out and we don't know how to wipe our own asses.
No, it's got to depend on Google.
Yeah.
And that's we get stuck in that loop of just, it's just annoying.
Yeah, and even with that, they're relying on Google. If you pay a cashier in cash now, they can't fathom it.
Yeah, I know.
They're like...
They're completely just confused.
So it's like technology making you smarter, or is it making you dumber?
Well, it's making you lazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's a simple fact of it, because it's everything now. And everyone wants everyone wants the quick fix.
Yeah.
Have the quick option, the solution, this, that, the other. Get in the car, go for a walk, get out and do stuff. But that's the disconnection we're at.
Yeah, definitely. So what were your upbringing like?
Upbringing, it was tough. Obviously, I was in domestic violence. I was a child brought up around that. So I never really understood. Made me angry, scared. But always made me deal with things by myself. I always felt like I was a bit alone, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
because I was always different. I was always naughty, but I wasn't naughty. I was just different.
Just acting out.
Yeah, it's just not even acting out as such. More just, I saw through stuff. My mum would tell me questions, and it was, I know them kids, why? But then they get angry, but it's because they can't answer why. But you're like, why did you want to? Oh, why, kids? Yeah, well, what you're saying ain't making sense. You're saying ain't making sense to what. Yeah. You know what I mean? Right.
No, definitely.
But yeah, so it was tough. But it's I don't now. I used to use that as an excuse to be the person I was, but now I take accountability and understand I'm an adult now. I'm responsible for my own thoughts and stuff. That just get on with it. It's tough. Get over it.
Rather than because I've done it before, where you keep on telling you that self story and then it becomes you, and it's like no, just that. Everything that's happened has happened for a reason, to build this character up and then also dismantle it myself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what come up in my ayahuasca ceremony, the second one in Peru recently, was that exact thing.
Right.
It gave me everybody, in a real quick, Like, I don't know, it could have been a minute, could have been an hour, who knows?
Yeah.
But it was just a quick thing, and it showed me every conversation, everything I ever had to get me to where I was right then. It was madness.
Wow.
But yeah, so it's so true.
Yeah, yeah. So what differed from the first one to the second one? The journey.
The first
ayahuasca, yeah.
the first trip in October.
Yeah.
The first one in October was under structure. That I'd come off the back of a really bad mushroom trip.
Yeah.
I had a bad mushroom trip, 24-hour trip. Yeah, it was intense. I went through 12 different stages of ego death, mate. It was awful. I was stuck in a started time loop. It wasn't changing. It was deep.
Oh, I've had
but when I have
time loop.
yeah, there you go.
It was a cold shower.
That's it.
Cold shower for me. Like,
oh mate, nothing. No such thing as a bad trip. You have to understand it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But for a while, mate, for the first time in my life, fear.
Yeah.
Shit. Like everything. But it was, and then when I went there, I flew to Brazil. It was always planned, so I flew to Brazil. And then I thought, well, I'm going to go there. And then he phoned me and said the retreat's been moved 2 weeks. So he goes, you can either come in anyway and stay here and just enjoy the grounds. We can play around, do a bit of this, bit of that. Or you can come, or we can just do the retreat with the other people. You can just come now and we'll just do it, me and you. I thought, one opportunity, I'll get it 1-to-1.
Yeah, yeah.
But then I didn't. There was no structure. But then people were coming in and out. Amazing girl called Izzy come in, and she wasn't participating in it, but she was just renting one of the rooms. So we got close and we were talking and getting to know each other and blah blah blah. She's amazing. Give me my connection to nature, whatever. But it was different because there was no structure.
Yeah.
But the second time I went back, it was under a thing, and having the opportunity to take 5 people with me, it was so much more. I understood more, you know,
Yeah.
because it was nice to watch other people breaking down. Because that's the amazing thing about it. It's like constant therapy, because it's not just the plant medicine. It's the foods, the struggle. Like, it humbles you. Like, there's no distraction. You can't just pop here and get this or pop here and get that. And then you hear them thoughts. You're at them intrusive thoughts constantly. So it's a struggle. You know what it's like when you're in that state. You're looking to escape as humans. What can I have? A sugar, weed, whatever, something to make myself. Used to be everything. But yeah, so then along with the plant medicine, mate. Wow, powerful stuff. And now when people call it a drug, it does annoy me, because it's not. It's a medicine. The same with mushrooms and all this stuff. It's
a absolute intention of why you're doing it as well, and it is like, you can take them if you want with drink or whatever and fuck about, and you're not really like, I have done that, but every time I'm not gonna fucking lie, but I haven't in a long time, because I don't drink anymore. So when I do it, it's with pure intention to get something out of it and work on myself. It's not. Yeah, it's cool as fuck, and like, I've had people like going, yeah, but what about a bad trip? And I said, there's not a such thing as a bad trip. There's no such thing. I mean,
it's your
even like,
of it.
So like, even afterwards, you'll digest it and you'll realise there's something in there that needed to do it. The reason why it was.
Yeah, that mate. Honestly, mate. Like I say, the loop. There was, but if that didn't happen, then I wouldn't have been able to get through my last ayahuasca ceremony recently, because that was 10 times worse.
But
it wasn't worse, not at all. It's amazing.
Yeah.
Because like what happened, but it was tough. But it showed me a lot about myself that I got through. It showed me that I am a warrior. I can get through adversity. I was left and I did have my process. I didn't have no drama. It was just, and what I was told, mate, was, wow, it's mad stuff.
No, it's cool.
Next level for you.
See, yeah, I definitely do want to do the ayahuasca. It's just not the time for me.
Nah, that's
it's
it.
not the time. But once it comes along, it'll be.
Yeah, well, that's how it works.
Yeah.
It comes for you, mate.
How long are you under, like, in it?
5 hours.
Is it?
About 5 hours, maybe 6.
So it's similar to mushrooms.
Yeah.
And what's the process leading up to it? Do you have to do the candor beforehand?
No,
just optional?
It's all part of a plan. So obviously
Yeah.
the shaman's channeled the way to do the retreat.
Yeah.
And the way he's got it going, mate, is perfect, because you start the first day with an ayahuasca ceremony, but it's a little dosage measurement. You know what I mean? Straight away, boom, because most people are there for the first time. It's not going to give people big doses, so it's like a little bit of a measurement just to like see how people react to it.
Yeah.
And then obviously a couple of days later, then you have a rest day, and then a couple of days later you have like a cambo for the purging. I can't remember the exact plan. Then you go on an ayahuasca hike. That's amazing as well. No, ayahuasca hike. San Pedro hike.
Yeah.
That's a fun day.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a weird one. 'Cause it's like, have you not done San Pedro?
No.
It's like mushrooms, but it's the masculine, and what it does, it comes in waves, but it really connects you to nature.
Right.
And your creativity, like it's banging.
Quality.
good stuff, but it lasts like 12, 14 hours. But it comes in waves. It's not too much. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah.
like mushroom. You know what I mean? It's more like it comes and then it goes, and then but then it all just works perfectly within the retreat that he does.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's in the most beautiful setting as well. Looking, where's the energy anywhere other than Peru? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's amazing, mate.
How did you find the candor when you've done the candor? Like,
I've enjoyed
what's your
it.
experience with it?
I've had the last one I done was quite tough because the first time I done it was great. The second one was the same. It was great, but the second one was different because because I've done it 4 times. I've done it with a sweat. I went into a deep sweat first, like I was in the sauna for an hour,
Yeah.
and then I purged, and then the third one, which I've done recently, that was okay, and then for the last one, it was a bit more. I had the sweat and the spew, but I was kind of a bit nauseous, and I got a bit of a frog face for the first time. Yeah. But the feeling afterwards, mate, you feel like,
Yeah.
whoa, it's like you're clearing out of something.
Yeah, because when I did the lunar cycle, so you did 3 lots in 21 days. The first one I did, it kept on just shaking. It played at music, and then it got less each time that I did it.
Yeah.
And then I did one recently about 2 weeks ago, and that was just like a totally different experience. But I really wasn't looking forward to it going up to it. Like the others are like, I had my like helmet on, I was ready for warrior, but this one I'm like, oh god, what have I done to myself? But you do get a lot start. I don't know how it is for you. It's like the days that follow, it all starts reflecting so much more about yourself that you can just see and then dissolve.
And that's when it, like, with the other stuff that comes in with it, with the retreat, was just so good. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? But the candor, it's the same as all of it. It works with you for a long time. It feels like it's there for a while, and you feel like almost like, well, it's a medicine we actually get something out of, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's what I want to say about all of it.
The one of the most powerful experiences I think you can have as well. Like, I haven't actually done the retreat, I've done the ceremonies.
Yeah.
But it's the community. It's actually the sharing of each other's stories that actually opens up and reflects so much back for you. Well, it does for me personally.
Because I haven't done that yet.
You what?
I haven't done it yet. No. Where I've gone to them settings.
Yeah. No, they're it's powerful stuff, isn't it?
Yeah, it sounds amazing because obviously, like you say, and also you're around people that you want to get to know, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're diving in, trying to question that, and so I'm actually going to one on the 11th of April. Actually, I've been invited, so I'm looking forward to that, to see how it goes, to meet some people.
Yeah.
Then obviously, want to offer it to people. People need to understand. Get over the fear of the 60s propaganda of throwing off buildings. We all know why that happened, mate. We know, because look at the 60s. That was what the 60s was about, people. This is 10 times bigger.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like I've said before, when I was taking coke and I was drinking on weekends, I wanted to know where the takeaway or sex were coming from. Like this now, I go into this and I'm birthing businesses.
Yeah, good point.
But you actually want to try heal world. Like, I wasn't doing any of that when I was being mindless.
That's the purpose, isn't it? That's what happens when the disconnection, because I find more with stuff, when you're following a clock, you lose your guidance. When you're doing things that don't serve you and you're being that, you lose your guidance because you're in full control of that way of life, aren't you?
Yeah.
But to actually want to make a difference feels good. Yeah. Because we're just starting up with this. We don't know what we're doing. We're just, I'm going, oh, wow, I don't know about you.
No.
I can't speak for you. I'm just bagging it, mate. I'm just trusting the universe.
I think that's all we are. That's all you can do at this point.
Just see what happens.
As long as you're guided by your heart and that you actually wanting to do good and you're not trying to outdo anyone, the more that I see this computer game or what it is, it's going to play pretty well. It's when you're not following with that, it's when it's going to burn you.
Exactly. It's just
it's not worth it, is it?
It's a mad, but that's how much better do you feel for it now?
Oh yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Well, this I keep on trying to push it is a lot of people can't sleep at night because of worry. When you're doing nobody wrong and you're following yourself, your soul's path, you sleep like a baby.
Yeah, good point.
You know, like there's no qualms of any comebacks or always.
And when you're doing wrong, I just do a lot of wrong, mate. I did what I needed to do to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's what it is. Don't care. I've got to own up to what I was, because otherwise I'm not going to move on. But I had to do what I needed to do. But, like, what was I going to say? I just got my eye got distracted then. So, what was I talking about?
You were saying about doing wrong.
Yeah, the doing wrong. Oh, wait, where was I going with it? Here we go. A mind blank. A little glitch in the matrix.
It's happened, mate.
Glitch in the matrix. I have to come back to it. I don't know what I was saying.
No, it's cool.
I'm going to stress out now.
No, don't stress out. Right, so as also you've gone viral not once but twice. How did you manage to do that? Or is it just pure luck? Or
Manifestation, mate.
Yeah,
Because I started last year like boom, like wildfire.
yeah, I've seen it just blow up.
Because I went from nothing to like 100,000 on TikTok in like 4 weeks. Right? But I was going around working. So I had a year, but obviously I started my process. I was only, you know what I mean? I went into my living in a van. I had a year where I was like, went right into myself. Tough, dealing with some shit. Halfway through the year, my best mate killed himself.
Sorry
And that was just, that's okay, man. It's like, you know, and that was tough, but that gave me some fucking thing. Because then I see the world for what it was. I already knew what the world was, but I see it showed me what people around me were.
Yeah.
And I didn't like them people. Then I realised that's who I was too. So then I changed everything about me. I went into some beast mode. I was running. I was 17 stone, raw dead.
Yeah,
Do you
yeah.
know what I mean? Fucking angry, fucking looking for sex, whatever. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I just completely changed, separate myself from people, blah, 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 blah. And then that happened, like with my mate, and then I completely lost all my ego. And then I went away. But I was telling people before, I was going, listen, I'm going to go out there and I'm going to fucking blow up. I'm going to take over. I'm going to watch what happens. I'm going to boom, 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 boom. Anyone that would listen.
Yeah.
It's just for manifestation, just put it out there. Just have the courage, you know, put the intention behind it, work hard and have the courage to say it. And I was putting it out to the world, blah, 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 blah. And then as soon as I got there, mate, I blew up straight away in Bali. Because I posted a video saying Bali's fucking shit. The traffic's fucking awful. And I actually got chased out of Bali. So if I didn't get out, because it went ultra viral. If I didn't get out of Bali, me and my missus, we were gone. My ex-missus, and we were gone. But then that's what happened really. And then from then, I did, and I had a plan. So I did, along with saying it, I had a plan to go. All I wanted to do was go to Thailand. I started in Bali, which was new.
Yeah.
But go to Thailand and just talk about Thailand, what I loved about Thailand, and it just worked.
Yeah.
I love the toasties. I love the lack of health and safety. I love the freedom. So all I did was everything that I loved when I was a pisshead.
Yeah.
About it, because that was the first time I went without being a pisshead. I described to people and people loved it. And do you know what? Then everyone loved me. I was saying inappropriate things, but my ego come back with the attention.
Yeah.
So then I started running people down, going, losers, where are you? How's fucking work, wankers? Do you know what I mean? Trying to validate myself again.
Yeah.
So I lost my way. And then obviously what happened was, like, but then it was strange because the love I was getting, because I was being a scumbag. Because there's content creators out there, I'm not going to mention any names. Look, I'm not going to be horrible about people because I don't want to be horrible.
Yeah.
I'm going to be truthful. When there's an influencer who's an out of shape, degenerate drunk, why do you think people resonate with that man? Because he makes them feel better about themselves. When they look at people that are actually doing good, you know, it triggers them. So that's why do you know what I mean? It makes them feel bad. This is why degeneracy sells, because it makes people feel better about their lives. But so then when I was on that, and then I come back and it got worse and worse, and I lost my way. I was gone. I let it in, the attention, blah, blah, blah. I had 52 million qualified views in my first month.
I've seen, because it was funny when I started out doing the podcast, I prayed. I just prayed that I'd slowly burn up. And because I'd seen what your journey was, and I don't know how I'd handle it. Fast, because it would go to your head. And I thought, that's a question that I really wanted to ask is, how did you deal with that? Or how are you dealing with
I fucking didn't. I didn't.
Yeah.
My ego kicked in, the scared little boy, you know, fucking come on, But I used it as fuel. But then something happened. And obviously what happened was after that, I had my turnabout moment. The rug was pulled upon me, mate. You hear people say it, they all say it. And I went back, man, it all got fucking pulled away from me. It was like, fuck. They nicked my money. Mate, I should have had, my RPM was £1.13. And I should have had, so I had 52 million qualified views. So it should have been 52,000 times £1.13. Yeah? So 70 grand off, I don't know what off the top of my head, 60, 70 grand. I earned that money. Then I had the attention, and then what happened was, mate, they deleted my channel and robbed the money. No, sorry, they dropped my RPM down to 1p, so it went down to 7 grand or whatever it was, which I was quite happy. I thought, fucking 7 grand, so what, lovely. I'm still 1 piece off about it.
Yeah.
But then they deleted my account. Then I was obviously like, after all that, I was, fuck. But I know why now, because I turned into a cock.
Yeah.
So I was laughing at people, and it wasn't for the right reason, was it? It was for love. But normally when you're doing the devil's work, it's fine, because he pays handsomely. But because I've been called now to do God's work, to spread good and love and positivity to this world, it's a longer journey, you know, but it's where I'm not allowed to do that because I've been selected, you know, in a way like yourself.
Yeah.
Now I can't go back, so it won't let me do that. So it's going to pull me away, because every time we fall off, it pulls you back. Doesn't it? We do. We're humans.
Yeah.
And then, So that happened, and then I was talking to nobody. So you can imagine what happened, mate. I'm like, fuck. But then I was looking at this the other day in Peru. I was showing people the video. Fuck TikTok, fucking, I don't give a fuck. Everyone knew I was lying.
Yeah,
I was fucking dying. But that was my angry stage. So the angry stage come back like it did through waking up through, we'll get to that later.
Yeah.
And then the anger come back, but then I started venting, and then what I did, I got angry, right, fuck, you know what I mean? I ain't doing this, like, I ain't quitting, I ain't going back, let's go, let's keep going. And then I thought, right, but I lost my way, and mate, it was tough. This was a tough 2-3 weeks, and I was staring into that abyss like, fuck this shit, this is enough. It was pretty much like that all last year, if I'm honest, gun in mouth. But I had nobody, you know what I mean? Nobody. I had a few people, but like I needed to be alone.
Yeah.
But yeah, so then that obviously, but then I started like getting myself together. Right, I booked a Spartans challenge. I booked a Spartans challenge. Started working because I need something to work towards. You know what I mean? So I had something to work towards. And then I thought, fine, I booked Thailand. Just go back and do it again and see if I could reenact it and get the growth. And anyway, long story short, I went to the Spartan challenge. I won my heat. Like obviously, people set off at 11, half 11, 12, but my half 12 set off. I won that heat, whatever. Which I fucking didn't even train that hard for, but it was just one of them mad days and whatever, blah, blah, blah. And then 2 days later, I went to Thailand. When I went to Thailand, I had 1,700 followers. I posted a video when I landed saying, you people thought I didn't give a fuck last time. Wait and see what happens fucking now. Posted it onto my story. Within 3 weeks, I had 77,000 followers.
Wow.
Again, I was like, what? What the fuck? And then, again, I reckon it started getting to me again because then I halted. So I used it as I could do 10K.
Yeah.
But that 10K never got passed. I think I went to 12 once, but I didn't go past it. And then everything stagnated. So that's why the growth went massive. Yeah. Then it's taken me, because a week later I was at 87,000. Then it's taken me, where are we now? This is this time last year, pretty mad, I don't know. So 10 months it's taken me to get 20,000 more followers. So I've understood that I've stagnated with my growth. So I've obviously got comfortable. So now I'm going back to the next level with it. But it's a fucking, yeah. And obviously the hate I get is, what have I done to back, mate? Yeah, it's okay. I'm okay.
Are you using that as fuel then?
Yeah, because also I don't know, because I don't really bother checking in too much anymore. Because mate, like, but basically, a girl in O'Carly, she said to me like a while ago, she said like, what you need to do is you need to sit with the triggers. So when I was at the darkest points of my life, these comments that were fucking hurting me so deep, I was sitting with them. You know, it's dark, mate. Yeah. It was taking me back to them days where that trigger come from. And I've done that for like 6 months, mate. It was fucking like torture. But it got me to a point of, what the fuck does any of it matter anyway? And then it made me heal as well through that process. Because now I've forgiven myself.
Yeah.
You know?
You can't take it all on board, can you? And I think Gary Vee was saying, like, why do you even give a fuck what these people aren't even living your life? So to take their judgment of not walking in your shoes is just ludicrous. Because half the time these people don't even want to step into their own person.
Yeah. But they don't understand why they're triggered. Like, it's a reflection of them. It's not my fault. I'm not being funny, but let me say something now. They hate me for a reason. Like, do you know what I mean? It's something within them. It ain't my fault. I'm just a reflection of what they're hating that they don't get to do. I'm just the same as everyone else. Yeah. The difference is me, I'm trying. Yeah. And I want to help people. Like, that's the purpose.
I think when you start trying to help people, I had it in people that I used to knock about with, like, say, slandering me, and I'm like, if you actually have a look at what they're slandering me trying to do good. Like, so I understand it's just darkness. It's just darkness trying to get you out of the way. And like, so you know you're doing something right if it's triggering them. But like I say, mine were on a much lower scale, and to see all that presence. I mean, I don't know.
Get ready for it, mate.
Yeah. I definitely see it coming.
You're rising, mate.
It's a matter of just being prepared for it and not letting it. It lets you know that you are on the right path.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Now it's taken me a long time to understand. But a lot of it as well, what I've been learning. So I've got a shaman lady I work with, Katie. I don't know if she's, I don't label her as that, but an amazing woman I've met, and she guides me with certain things. And she's been teaching me because I was coming from a place of anger.
Yeah.
I'm attracting the anger. I didn't understand at first what she's even on about, but now I understand, because now it's coming from a place of love. The hate's still there, but people are finding the courage to support me. Because what a lot of people do is, when you go through this process, is people are too scared to show you love because of the twat that's going to call you. He's not going to sit on your face, or you old faggot, or whatever. You know, you try to abuse them, to deter people from doing it. So what I do is, most of my love comes in my inbox.
Yeah.
But then, so now what I'm starting to notice is that people are starting to abandon that, and they're actually starting to support what I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? They're actually feeling the strength to say, do you know what, he is trying to do something, which is because I'm coming from a place of love now. So I'm feeling the shift.
I've been seeing it in comments as well. And that's good, isn't it? Because you know you're building something worthwhile. I had a gentleman on last week, and he were on about, he's opening up about all the cults and stuff, and he were on about maybe focusing on that. I says, you've got to get people to love what you're doing. Yeah. Not so much on that. I says, so many people have got so much shit on the plate. And it's like when I went through my awakening, I'm like, have you seen this and they seen that?
It's the angry stage.
And people are like, I fucking don't want to hear it. I'm like, I've got bills to pay, I've got everything else, and then you're putting all this shit on me. I'm like, but if you can build something like where you're building the communities up and you're building yourself up, and people can get behind your brand as a person and sit like what you stand for, they'll fucking then stand for the other things that are coming with it. Yeah. It's like you can't start someone off in fucking deep end. Everyone's in the deep end.
That's it, I know. But this is the problem, though. People are avoiding the truth, aren't they? And they're escaping the reality. But obviously it's hard to deal with. Yeah. I don't know.
And that's why I think, like, the more that you've got people like yourself and people that are seeking truth, and they're seeing these people, at the first glance they're fucking off the nut. But the more they see that they're actually doing better with their life and they're building these communities, people can get behind that.
Yeah, no, that's it. And
it's just all they've had to go off at start is people just fucking going through a rough old time, and they're fucking hell, no.
I know, it's madness, mate. It's a tough old journey, man. Do you know what I mean? It's But did you go through the angry stage? Because how I looked at it, this is what I see people stuck in, is you go through an angry stage. Once you just the awakening, when you wake up, the angry stage gets you for a long time, but most people don't come out of it. Yeah. And this is what Twitter is for, by the way. Twitter's been put out there for information around racism, because it's acceptable, to get people angry again, to divide even more. You know what I mean? It's all...
They call it pendulums, don't they? They'll put you on pendulums where they're like left and right or whatever political view or race. If they put you on a pendulum, you'll constantly just be arguing the other side. It's not going anywhere. But they know that you're stuck within that pendulum. Yeah. And I haven't listened to Joe Rogan's actually helped me on my awakening through listening to a lot of them. Yeah. But he's said, it seems as he's sold out. I listened to it with Chris Williams.
Yeah.
And he must have mentioned the left and the right fucking over 80 times. And I'm like, so you're now another cog in the machine of it? Because you're causing division.
Because exactly, it's just a negativity. Because this is what I'm trying to stay away from. You made a good point there. Because this is what I'm trying to stay away from. Because every single day I'm being tempted by the devil. Richard, you've got 107,000 followers. You're getting 1,000 views on that video. So the ego's going to me, cause some controversy. Say that real men don't play computer games, they're too busy playing life. But then I'm playing that game too. And this is what conversation I keep having with my brother. I've read The 12 Laws Universe, I don't know if you have. Yeah, and it explains, listen, if you've got to spread the world. Every time you raise the vibration, someone else will feel it, and it's a vibration of the world. You've got to spread positivity. But it's so hard when you're being tempted, all the riches. And it's everyday occurrence. Because how does someone have 107,000 followers? Because it's suppressed because they don't want people doing it, bro. Yeah. And it's not getting the message out there. People are like, but we're winning. This war's...
It's mad.
We're not. That's what I ain't mine anyway. No one rings me. My notifications turn off. Trust me. But yeah, it's just like, I don't know. It's like I say, the angry stage. But some people get stuck in that so long, and then they get more and more and more. And we need to come together, as like you're saying, as people. But this is what we're working out. Like I was saying to you in the kitchen before this.
Yeah. And this is where you've got to. Like, it's so much. I've noticed even when I'm in a really good place, my feed will bob up with stuff that want to trigger me or want to take me into it, and I'm like, if I can't solve all with it right now, it's not worth knowing about. Yeah. Like the things that have been laid out with the plant medicines or just in meditations, the things that have been laid out in front of me to create, not to keep on consuming the same shit that's going to trigger me, because it's going to knock you down in that vibration. But it's constantly fucking fighting you.
You're constantly under attack. You're constantly, everywhere you go, you're constant. As soon as you step out of it, it's...
You don't even have to step out of your bedroom, do you? It's like...
It's there. And that's what I feel sorry for the young kids. You think these young kids, mate, and everything. Mate, the world's messed up. It's too much to get into, but it's...
That's what they were on about with Jesus walking on water. They're like, he wasn't physically walking, he was walking on the emotions. Nothing fazed him. Whether you believe if he were here or not, but the message's still true. Is like, don't let anything affect you. Yeah. Because if you've got that connection with God or the divine, or whatever you want to call it, and you're doing right, nothing can
Exactly.
deter you.
And people, yeah, and that's the purpose, isn't it?
Yeah.
But that's what we've been selected to do.
Yeah.
But that's why we're doing this, because at the end of the day, we're just trying to spread awareness. But I'm not getting paid. I don't know if you are from it. Certainly, I think I got 10 million views on Instagram last month, and I got $179. I mean, come on. I mean, what's that? I'm doing this because I want to help people.
Yeah.
I'm laying myself bare.
But I see it as now, though, the moment is its creation doesn't make noise.
Yeah.
It's like you're planting these seeds, you don't even know which ones are going to grow. Like, I've planted that many out there.
It's
they are
coming.
going to, and it'll, as long as I stay in alignment to it and stay true,
Yeah.
even when the times come hard and it's like, you don't know where next thing's coming from, you know that you still, like, that's where the trust, I think the trust does come, because it's a trust fall, is this.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it. It's like you're dissolving everything that you ever was into something, you're putting into something you don't even know what's going to happen with it.
Exactly. And yeah, that's what you don't even know where you're going to go with it.
Yeah, and I think that's what a lot of people have a trouble with now. Friends alike, if they're giving up cannabis, or they don't want to give it up because they can't see what they're giving it up for. And I'm like, that ain't the trust process that the divine has for you. He's not supposed to say, give up that because I've got all this over here for you.
It's
like
sacrifice.
Yeah, it's sacrifice.
Enjoying the journey.
Yeah.
That's where I feel like I'm at now. I'm starting to enjoy the journey.
Yeah.
It's
Buckle up.
Buckle up. Yeah, that's basically, yeah. Because one day you're fucking flying laughing, I'm in the car in a minute having an emotional breakdown again. Nah, it's been alright at the moment. I'm not letting it in. Nothing seems to be lowering my vibration. I'm not, you can't let it.
Yeah.
Straight away, like you're being somewhere and someone's coming in with a bad energy and it's like, ooh.
Yeah. You can feel it, can't you?
Oh, mate, I could read it for a phone and just fucking it's getting mad. It's like, once you get in tune and start trusting, and it's like...
It annoys people as well, just your aura sometimes, doesn't it?
Mate, I'm happy in the gym and I get evil like I'm somebody, like I'm being horrible.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, shall I make myself miserable to suit your need? No, thank you. I'll get you up to my vibration, innit? And not in an horrible way, but it's what you're supposed to... Be nice to people, mate. Do good in this world. Ain't got to be money. Ain't got to be just opening the door, saying hello to somebody, saying somebody's shoes are nice, or your hair looks nice, or are you okay, or just make a light. Spread some light into this dark world.
Yeah. Well, that's all it's about, isn't it? That is all it's about. So, how did your awakening come about then?
I woke up in 2017 when I went right down that rabbit hole, right down, and it was like obviously you can't even see this information. Well, people are way beyond that. You can't even see it. Like I mean, like. You know, you like yourself, mate. I don't know when yours was, or whatever. But yeah, so 2017, I woke up, went down that rabbit hole, mate. It got dark, and it's like whoa. But I wasn't ready for it because I was in like toxic relationships. I was married at the time for about I don't know, as I was going through this stage.
Yeah,
it didn't last long. But I went down that, and then like I was in toxic relationships from like 19 to 32, and I was like, I've never lived. It's always been like, just like whatever. And then another one of my friends died, bless his soul. Dan, he died he had like a leaky valve, that died, and I didn't deal with that very well.
Yeah.
I kind of went off the rails, but I needed to in a way, you know.
Yeah.
And then I had like a bit of a blowout, and then blah 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 blah. And then 2020 sort of come around, and with COVID, you know, just don't ever say that fucking stupid fucking thing anymore. Who knows? The psyop. But yeah, that come around, and I was like, straight, nah. And that was it. And then I stepped into it, and I was at the protest. I was speaking my truth. But like I say, the angry stage come back.
Yeah.
But then I sort of started finding people going to protest. The energy. Did you go to protest?
I didn't. No, I only went to one, that child for children at Leeds Town Hall. Apart from that, no. I was gonna go down to one down London. Didn't end up going.
Yeah, because it was the energy there was like, whoa. It just felt like, do you know what I mean? Everything, and it just people standing together. And I was going by myself on the train, doing this, becoming a bit of a part of it. But I was, like I say, angry, just abusing people, fucking idiots, cheap, blah, blah, blah. Obviously, you go through that stage. We talked a bit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? What about you? When did you wake up?
2020, I'd say 18, around 2018. It was just before COVID.
Yeah.
But it were all the sex trafficking and the children, and the Catholic Church and all that, and like cabal. And I went down there. It was following on from XRP, from the crypto. That's what sent me into it.
Yeah.
And I was like, how can not anyone see this? Like, and the more you got into it, the more it got worse. And I probably stuck in that for about two years.
Yeah. Yeah.
2 to 3 years, and I was like, this can't carry on. There's got to be
A break.
Yeah, well, the universal stuff was starting to come up, and I'm like, everything's got an opposite. I'm like, well,
Yeah,
so
that's funny that it did, didn't it?
so I'm like, there's a way out here, because if this is darkness, there's light.
Yeah.
So it would matter of where can I find what I need to be doing, because there's something needs building. Like, you can't be telling everyone this
angry shit.
Yeah,
Do
yeah.
this, got over it, because people look at you like, mate, they were walking around getting shots in their arms 4 or 5 times.
Yeah.
They're not going to believe that. I'm not going to say the craziest thing you can say. I think of a more chilled conspiracy theory. But you're telling them the pedo elites, whatever their favourite actors that they're worshipping, are fucking trapped in this seediness of whatever the world is, because it's never enough for them, because they get whatever they want, and whatever addiction they've got, it's more. And that's how you get to that disgusting thing when they're doing things with children.
Yeah.
And they're not going to believe.
See, they had a great breakdown. One of the guys that I watch, he had a great breakdown of why they do that with children. It's because it's the closest thing to the creation of God. So if you can poison the mind of that child will then become the abuser.
Yeah.
So the more that they get, that's why they tried to do it.
Yeah,
and then you've got a sick society, because we all do cycles.
Yeah.
It's monkey see, monkey do. And that it dropped so fucking
hard.
Yeah, it did, because it was like, it's obvious, the psychology of it, they know it. That's all it is. It's about poisoning the world. And then the other guy, he were also saying, like, with reincarnation, he said the fallen ones, and he were on about like children who were like disabled and stuff, and he says you've got to show them like heart. And I'm not saying this is the truth, but it was an analogy of like what he'd put is, he says they could have just been the abusers. And then this reincarnation is that they've been humbled, but we can't keep on carrying this anger for them, because they'll never come back, because it's the same way as they're back through creation. We've got to show them the light for it to then, if they were reincarnated again. I'm like, it was a lot, and I'm like, if you can come to that level of forgiveness, you've come a long way, because it's some serious dark stuff. But it's like, ooh. Yeah, that's a mind pickler, isn't it?
Yeah, no, but you got to forgive yourself.
Yeah.
In all of it. It's, look, for my children, for example, look, mate, I don't feel the need to post my children over social media.
No.
Because my children's privacy is more as theirs.
Yeah.
I don't even want them to be on it. Like,
No.
I don't need to justify myself to anybody. But all I know is I get called the worst dad in the world, but I was.
Yeah.
Just like they're judging me. But now, mate, I'm leading by example. I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do this, I don't do that, I'm quitting this, I'm trying, I'm dealing with my traumas, I'm doing this for them, my mum and everybody that I care about. But like I say, it's the reflection of them again with the thing. But I know I'm the amazing father. My kids love and adore me, and I do everything I can for them. Everything is for them. I provide for them, they get what they need, they get what they want, they come before me. And they're what I'm doing it for, to lead by example. So like my little boy, for example, mate, it's sad, I didn't have a dad. My dad didn't give a shit, whatever, good, because otherwise I wouldn't have been who I am now. Yeah. Pono, that shit. I clean that, forgive him, and I love him. Yeah, is what it is. But like, I do things with my son for the first time. So I'm having a sandcastle, and I'm thinking, this is the first time I've done that. Yeah, I'm doing it with my son so I'm experiencing childhood. With my son, having fires, camping. I've got the T5 that I travel around in, man. Stay in the van. We're running around the beach for 6-7 hours a day. We're in Cornwall. We're here. We're doing all these magical things, and it's memories, mate. But do you know what I do with my poor little girl, mate? Like, constantly, we're in town, buying, spending. And now I've created a monster there. Yeah. Because I've given her the ego or whatever. So now, but I take accountability for that. And that's what it's about. But now I'm leading by example. But obviously I had kids very young, 20 years old. Yeah. I was...
Oh, yeah, well, I had... We had Archie when I was 30. So I were ready for it then. I wouldn't have been ready before that. Yeah. But even when I say I was ready, the first couple of years, it were going to football on weekends and... or working Saturdays, and if I'm going to be honest, like looking back, it were avoidance. Yeah, it were complete avoidance. Like, I liked provided, but I wasn't a present dad. Yeah. And I wasn't, like, I'm so glad that I caught it early. That I got to still have these experiences, and I want to spend time. There's only so many times your kids are going to ask to play with you until they're like, fuck you. And then when they've got their friends, they're not going to want to know you.
Trust me, mate. It's horrible. It's not nice. But it's... Like I say, it's like with my girls, I was always doing things with them. So every weekend, mate, I'll never ever let my kids that, ever. Because my dad used to leave me wearing body. I learned from him. What I learned from my dad was what not to be as a father. And then obviously, I never let them down, mate. We used to do things every weekend. But do you know what the problem was? When we were at Fort Park, when we were in town, when we were at Nando's, whatever, we've always had whatever we wanted. Clothes, when we were at Bicester Village shopping, wherever we were, Marwell Zoo, wherever the fun things we were doing. Yeah. I was over on the phone, arguing with my ex, or my head was over here because I just had this with this situation, or I had this beef. I've had 6 arguments on the way to Fort Park. I've had this happen, that happened. So you're not present.
Yeah.
But for our guilt, this is where have this, and this is dad guilt. And now, do you know what I mean? I'm fully accountable for that. But now this is what I mean. It's not too late, Like, as long as now I can teach them to be like, do you know what I mean? Like yourself, lead by example.
Yeah. And even like little instances, they pick up so quick. They pick up everything. And they burn you quickly as well, don't they?
Yeah, they're funny. But another thing that I feel so important, especially, obviously my girl, mate, they're 15 and 18 now. Yeah. Like 15 and 17, nearly 18. And, like, what was I going to... I've done it again.
No, you're all right. So how do they feel about it all?
You think they'd be embarrassed a little bit,
They know your social media presence.
Yeah. My little girl, Lily, the oldest one, she loves it. She's like, respects because of what I'm doing. My other girl, but you'd think they'd be embarrassed, really.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, they get a little bit of credit, they get bored because of what their mates will say, your dad's a G, your dad's this, your dad's... They kind of secretly probably like it, It gets a bit of credit. I've managed to get my daughter a job in Nando's without an interview, about the process, just because I'm nice to people and I'm always there to be there when they need me. You know what I mean? But they're cool with it, mate. You know what I mean? And like I say, if they don't want to be on, they don't have to be on. If they want to, they want to. But that's for them to choose. But I want them to understand that, to express themselves, because I let my little boy, my 7-year-old, I fully let him be. I let him be a kid. Yeah. You want to go in that? I want to go in that. Can I go in it? Because we pull up from driving back from Cornwall, we go to Nando's. It's our favourite little place. Yeah. And he'd go, Dad, can I keep my shoes off? I'm like, yeah. And he's like, can you? And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I join him a bit. If he wants to dance on the table, or be a kid, going up lighting fires in the thing and making rope swings, and like I said, experience me for the first time. But let him express himself, so he gets to come with me and just be. Let him be. It's magic because you can bring yourself down to their level. Like the other day, we were running around doing shallow things and things like that. Like he said, I'm scared of my shadow because look how big it is. And then we started flying around and teaching him how to being present, teaching him how to boogie board. Things like that. Whereas before I was more, wait there, I'm trying to sort of, do you know what I mean? Not telling them, but really I'm trying to sort a little woman out for the night or whatever. Or a party or whatever else is going on in my little weird little world.
No, I get it. And it is about being present with them because it's easy to fly away with it, isn't it? And what's it? Like we're even trying to keep phones away from, ours is only 6 and 2 now, but just trying to keep them off them. 100%. That's the main one.
100%.
I watched that social dilemma, and they were asking all CEOs of these companies, and like, do your kids have social media? I went, no, like never, and never would we let them. And I'm like, so if they're the people who's selling it, why are they letting? Like, you're just a customer at the end of the day. They were saying with drugs from 14 to 18, if you give kids drugs, it'll fuck up the brain a little bit, but they'll tend to morph back. Yeah. It doesn't with teenagers. It goes up onto this dopamine hit, so they're just constantly in it.
Searching, and then what they do, they're always distracting themselves with natural dopamine, whether it's a fag, a joint, their phones, they're this, and then they ain't got no attention span to their... And they're all getting weird, and I've noticed there's some of them speaking these little gibbity languages now, and they're speaking like this, and robots, and they're just each kid's just going... It's so bad. There's some exceptional ones out there, though. There's some exceptional kids that are... Old Mel speaks to 18, 9-year-olds and that. They're still kids, mate. And mate, they'll talk to them, I think, wow, you've got power, mate. You need to, like... Do you know what I mean? There's a lot of people on me, mate, like that. Like, there's some of them out there that are... Because you can use the technology as fuel, mate. If you can use it in the right way, with the motivation, the podcast, the learning, all the stuff that's on there, mate, you can get whatever you want, but they're not. They're using it for sex, sin, this, weed, grab... Quick...
It's having seen it other day, it's having the discipline to do it and when to put it down. That's where I'm at the moment, is just having the discipline to when to put the damn thing down. Because it feels like it is a magnet in your hands sometimes. And it's just, it's being able to put the damn thing down.
So mine, for example, it's hard, mate. It's madness.
So what's, have you feel like you found your purpose then going forward?
Yeah, definitely. Helping people. Yeah. And literally trusting the universe. Well, like I say, I've been told some stuff, but I need to do some processing before I start talking about that. Yeah. Because I know it needs now to work out my gift without being a cock. But I feel like I'm there now. I'm just going to keep it positive, and I'm going to not go under the thing. And I just want to get as many people. I want to make a difference in this world to actually help people. How through plant medicine, through awareness, through basically the truth.
Yeah.
And just be people to question what we're really meant for, because it breaks my heart to see our fellow brothers and sisters in a car driving around with just like stress and just get out of my fucking way. You're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Go. But and the problem is with people, and I love people, mate, but it's hard to see because they're in such a rush to get somewhere. But the problem is they don't even want to be where they're going. Do you know how many men I see sitting around in car parks by the water on their phones? Just because they need a bit of peace.
Yep.
Because they go home. Deborah's got a Burberry handbag. Sarah's gone here. What's name's done this? I need my lips done. We're going out the weekend. It's like, and these women and men, it's like everything's just avoided, mate.
It's just disconnected, and like you even see it like like fast food joints, like outside. They'll just get the food and they'll sit in car, and they're all like you'll see like 10 people just. But that's where we are disconnected. And it is about trying to build these. That's what I'm really looking forward to, is building these communities where people can get together and there ain't no phones inside.
Yeah,
they can do it, but sit there. Because kids with social anxiety, most kids don't want to talk to each other because there is that option to when you're having a conversation that it's like
it's just rude, mate.
Escapism. It's like straight heads down.
Especially when they talk to people like us because we tell the truth.
Yeah.
And that's the problem. We tell the truth and we're labelled as nasty.
Yep.
No, we're just going to tell you the truth. You may not like it, but then that's why they, or for whatever reason, that's one of the reasons, but there's many reasons they're going back to that, isn't it? And it's so rude. People talk to you and they go, I love talking to people, mate. I'm murder for it.
Yeah,
I just want to speak to everyone because everyone's got a story to tell, but it's always about the person that's made it. What about the people that are struggling? Like, it's the real, raw, the truth.
Yeah.
Like, people, mate, are idolising people that do nothing for them. Football players, celebrities, Hunger Games shit. They're living these lives, pretending to be these people that help them. What are they actually doing? Because everything they do for help, they're getting paid for. For me, I'm about the people, mate. I don't care. I want people. I want people to know I'm going to tell the truth. They won't ever.
Do you think, just recently, I guess I would die hard football. I'm not anymore.
Nah.
But I've started to notice some interviews that I have seen of footballers have actually saying, there's been boxers that have been coming out and saying, like, why do you idolise us? Like, there's more important things going on.
Yeah, because there's people, don't forget, there's people that are good, that are doing good. There is good people out there, like us, that are at a higher level who can spread it, but then we need more of them to speak out.
Yeah.
Because of the money, because they've been up to no good, they can't.
Yeah.
And this is why you've got to have a moral compass.
You get entangled in it.
You get entangled in it, and then they stop them speaking their truth. And this is the problem. But this is why it's so, like you say, building the communities around brotherhood, sisterhood, knowing each other, understand we're all connected, we're all this, we're all that, and we need to start being there for each other, exchanging energy. I think it's about money. We've all got something to give each other.
I think we overcomplicate things as humans. Like, eat real food and have real relationships and community, and it's all this, everyone wants to climb over the top of each other to get to somewhere. And you realise it's lonely because the way that you've got up there, no one wants to be around you anyway.
Yeah. If
you build it through community, they're like you as your authentic self.
Yeah.
They'll back you up.
Yeah, that's right.
And you're never going to be secluded. You've not got the house on the hill where you've got to...
Yeah.
I think Mike Tyson were on about it with Floyd Mayweather. Says he has to be escorted to school because no one fucking likes him. So I can walk
around, because he's himself.
He's
I love
himself.
him. He is good. His audiobook, Hustle Hard, or whatever it is. Have you heard it? No. It's on Spotify. It's amazing,
I'll have to give it a listen.
It's amazing. But yeah, he's good.
Because he talks about it, doesn't he?
Yeah.
With Ngannou, when he says, you're great. He says, you're favoured by God. And he's like, yeah. And he went, he says, that means that you're all favoured by the devil. So fucking get to work.
Yeah. It's fucking brilliant, mate. But there is good people out there on our side. And it's coming out, mate. And more people are getting their compass and they're thinking, like, there's something good. But an awakening's awakening. It don't matter. You could be where you need to be. If you're going to have the awakening, you're going to start doing good. And there is the funding. There is the thing. There is the people like us at the bottom. Well, not the bottom, but rising to spread this awareness for the community and for people. And like going to Peru, like, for example, I met these people I never met at the airport for the first time. They're my family, mate.
Yeah.
We're sitting there talking to each other, moments of love and just what the fuck? And you're all at your full vulnerability. You've got 70, 60-year-old people there, 56, whatever, 52, and different ages of people just coming together and just being there for each other. It's fucking magic, mate. And it's amazing to see. Like, this is what these events that people are, the sober events that are going on now. There's a lot going on around that sort of stuff, and the movement's really starting to take effect. And I feel like this is going to be the summer of summers. This is.
I feel like the roots are just going down. I mean, we briefly talked about the stuff off the back of here, but I've got so many ideas, and it's not just my ideas because obviously they're channeled through. But when I'm having conversations with you or whoever it may be as guests or who's going through this awakening, they're having the same ideas as what I'm having. Yeah. So everyone's on the same wavelength. It's just about bringing it together. That's what I'm really wanting to create. And I've spoke about it. I'll be putting you in a group chat after. Because what I want to create is we want to get people who've been on here. And I might put up an idea of say, we'll do this. I have blueprints for it. Put your hand up if you want to get involved. There might be 4 or 5 people, and you may go, right, we'll meet up at a mutual place. I might put a blueprint out for how I want this idea. I see it best, and I'll go, right, Rick, you tell me the best way you see it, and everyone else, but don't say it yet. Just go away, work on it, and then come back, and then we'll all share his ideas. Whoever's got the best one, vote it in, and we'll run behind that.
Yeah.
And if you don't feel like, if you go, right, I don't really like that idea, so I'm going to fall back and I don't even want to get involved, fair enough, but at least you're getting the collaborating going at you, and everyone then can get behind that project. Yeah, because it's good, because like you say, we can get people together for the cowboy ceremonies there. I don't know if that's even a thing, it's even possible. Do the cowboy ceremonies there. Obviously it's completely illegal. Get that round, do it to people. I'm straight away thinking now, you know what I mean? First 20, you're in the queue. Or whatever, I don't know how it's going to work. It's fucking whatever it's going to be. Well, that's the
and then offer it free. Oh, you're next. You're number 20. You're free, and just give people the option. But it's going to be a lot. I don't know. Like say, get creative.
That's the beauty of it. It's being childlike. It's like when you
being weird.
Making games up, and it's like you're doing that, but the game is to unlock people's minds. And I are trying to tell people. I think when I went through my awakening at the start, I was trying to tell people how to come out of it themselves, and like there's no one answer, there's my experience and I can share that, but I want to give people the perception of their own mind, how to get out of their own problems. They can go, but that's what I like about spirituality is it's not like religion where you just go to the priest and that's the only person you can go to, and church. You can use all these different modalities. You've got everyone's your spirit, everyone's a teacher. It could even be a guy who's collecting rubbish, the dustbin man, like you say.
You have these
conversations, it'll drop in when it needs to.
And that's the guidance you get when you're sticking with the path. It's about staying on that path. Not, this is why it's this, isn't it? But you got, but it's all right. You got to just, But there comes a point which I think I found balance of it all now. Just getting to that point, but bringing people together and working together and creating that community. Because my problem is a lot of execution. When it comes to the gym, I'm there. Every day I'm up at 5 o'clock, love it. If I don't do it, I'm miserable. Now the sauna's part of my life, and I need it. I need that. I need this stuff. Now I'm on a better diet. I've always looked right and I haven't done it, but my execution around the business side of things. Like I know that I'm maybe like I'm looking for a cop out or whatever, but the creativity's there, but it's that execution to go do it. But like I say, I've told you about some plans I've had. Some big things, and I need to go and help, but more helping people as well, and going against the grain, because we've got to do what no one else is doing, but it's having the confidence to step away from that, but then people buy into it, and that's what it's about. It's about having trust in it yourself, and other people will trust you, and actually wanting to do good. Then they can't stop it. Like Joe Rogan, for example, they tried to cancel them, they tried to do this. If they're doing good, what can they do? And it's obviously there's a lot of distractions everywhere, and there's a lot of false people that are pretending to be parts, and they're selling their souls, and they're coming back, and then they're changing their agendas, and the people I've lost along the way, I feel like I've outgrown. It's crazy.
It's an art. It is a hard one to swallow, that when you've outgrown people, and I don't mean that you've gone like at one point like an ego. I think I'm up here, and it's not. You're just on completely different trajectories, and you can't. As much as you want to have these things in common, or like the energy's just not there, and it's so. It's
even like the people who I get content, because I don't consume a lot. But the people I get the content from, you see them as well. Do you know what I mean? Their message all of a sudden they change and I think you've changed. And then I see cracks, And then I feel like they've taught me everything they can teach. You know what I mean? As well, it's not just the people around me; it's the what's name. But that's another thing I need to like. The content you take in is who you are, and then the more. This is why I step away from content, because otherwise you become a copycat.
Yeah.
So what I try and do is, but I've got a problem. I don't let scroll, mate. I'm not a scroller.
Yeah.
Thank God for that. But then,
Good for you.
but there's a problem. I do scroll, but it's my own shit.
Yeah.
My own dopamine shit from my comments, my likes, my messages. But I'm aware, so I'm dealing with it at the moment. It's my last voice, because I may not do that, and I'm not wasting time doing that. And I'm not taking other people's content, but I'm taking in a lot of negativity. I'm taking in a lot of love. I'm taking in a lot of dopamine. Even though I'm getting it from the gym, so I need to rein that in a bit, because that's what's stopping me, distracting me, moving
It's
forward.
taking that energy up, isn't it?
Yeah,
that's the thing. See, I learn a lot off the content that I do watch, but then it can just become too much.
Yeah,
and it's like if you're not implementing any of it, and it's just there, it's like your bookshelf. You're not.
Yeah.
They also, what you were talking about, saying, like, with the ideas and not being, what's the word, implementing them really. My friend who I went to see yesterday, the guy who he's working with, he's a digital creator, and he might be worth you talking to, because he's trying to do exchanges for not money, but like if you bring something to the table,
Yeah,
and
like an energy exchange.
So an energy exchange. And I'm like, that's because it's something that I'm going to look into, because there's certain things on execution that I lack, and it's horses for courses, I think.
Yeah.
We're supposed to learn a lot of stuff on this Earth School, but there's a lot to be doing, isn't there?
Yeah.
And you can't spread yourself too thin, so is it better to just get people where they need to be?
Yeah, that's what I mean. That's what I'm looking for.
Yeah.
People to do what I need to do, because I feel like mine is, I've got a strong opinion and a voice.
Yeah.
I feel like I've got a bit of a gift with people listening to me.
Yeah.
What I've done is I've done it all. Same for you, probably. But we've done it all, so we can't judge anybody. We can't have an opinion or whatever it is. And this is what gives us. I feel like that's my gift, is to not care what people think. It's a very powerful gift, mate. You know what I mean? But it's powerful in a way that you can't be a prick about it. So it's not sense I'm trying to work out. But
no, I know what you mean.
Doing that stuff, my brother's like, you need to do a computer course. I'm like, I ain't got time to be sitting at a computer screen. I've got to be in Cardiff tomorrow, or I'm going to Thailand. And he's like, but you're not working. I thought, what do you mean I'm not working? I've just put myself through hell for 10 days.
Yeah.
Just worked, just in Peru, blah, blah, blah. But people, and then it triggers me. And you know what I mean? I think, why is that triggering me? But I know deep down there's more to do. But I need to manifest people, like you're saying, the community, and just give to people and let them. But it's about what? Trust.
Because that's what he's building at the moment. I'll definitely put you in touch. Because these are new things out there. Is what the new Earth's going to be. And I think a lot of people see it as like AI is completely separate from us. It's in this realm.
Yeah.
It is us. It's just a part of us.
Yeah, and it does do good as well.
Yeah, of course it does. It's how you use it.
Yeah.
And you can use it it's like a knife. You can use it to butter bread, or you can use it to stab someone. It's down to your preference what you want to do with it. But no, that's the one that's... It's a question that's been bugging us for a while, and you're doing a lot of travelling, so you get to see coming in and out. Is the UK savable?
Yeah. I believe it's not as bad as we think it is. I believe the propaganda, just like the COVID propaganda, is all propaganda. The way that this fear at the moment, they're spreading a lot of fear at the moment to rip people to pieces and just to divide. But I think there's too much good. I think they've kept the hat's out of the bag, cat's out of the bag.
Yeah.
Rabbits out of the hat, whatever.
Genie out of the bottle.
Sorry, genie out of the bottle, whatever I'm trying to say.
They all mean the same thing.
Yeah, same thing anyway. Yeah, it's not overcomplicated. I'm not speaking to a stupid person.
No.
That's sometimes over-explained. Then I forget what I'm saying. Like now, what are we?
What are you in?
Yeah, well, what's the day? But yeah, so I believe that with COVID, they connected people to nature, and they got this because there's a lot of people, fuck you, blah, blah, blah. So now it's, like we said earlier, the vibration, the law of cause and effect.
Cause and effect, yeah.
So this is happening, there's positivity, the people are seeing it, and they're silencing it, but more people are starting to go, no, that's something not right. So I believe that we are winning, and this mass thing, but like I say, the people who, it's hard to deal with, mate. It's hard, like we said earlier, but I believe, now, England's a beautiful country, but I'll tell you what, it's only beautiful when you get out of cities.
Yeah.
Like when some of the drives here, mate, you realise how much greenery there is when you're flying in on the plane.
It's gorgeous.
Big stone concrete, disgusting new grey buildings, you know, the grey furniture, the grey what's the name, the grey this, the grey that, the lack of architecture, the fucking neighbour's window here, you're there, you got that garden here, there's 17 there, there's just like, they quite, even though communities are closer than they've ever been, they've never been so far apart.
Well, they're on about they're on about suburban households being like prisons because, and the architecture I pointed out to my son, I'm like, look at them beautiful buildings in Leeds, and now look at them new ones, and I went, it's just
nothing.
It's just copy. If you go to Manchester, Liverpool, London, it's all the same. And what they were saying, what they're trying to do with architecture is, if they can make every city look same, you'll never have that like. You won't care about where you're coming from, because there's nowhere different. This
is why I love travelling. There's another point of life. I love travelling, even being in Leeds. I've never been to Leeds.
Yeah.
So I'm seeing things through a kid's eyes. Wow, what's that? Whoa, all new. That's what I love about it, mate. You know, everywhere in the world, different people, different cultures, different this, different that. But even walking into the Lake District or going into the Peak District, or things I never fucking did. I did see my first pheasant until I was 30. But yeah, like things like that. The connection and the positives, mate, and people are, hello, hi, how's your day? But fucking rather than fucking, do you know what I mean? Whoa, chill out, innit?
Yeah.
Relax. So go. You're all right. Go. I'm not in a rush. Like everyone's that, innit? It's such a like to go back to it. But the thing is, I like being out of England, but there's no place like home. I like being here, but it's when I'm trapped and in that work, because that's what happened last time, like, quickly to go off track a bit, but when I come back from my first ceremony, I'll come back in the deep end, bro. So I've done that retreat, got back with my missus, went with her for a year, moved into a house, lived in my van for a whole year, so now all of a sudden I've got rent to pay, went back to work, back into social with people, talking to me about football, don't care, talking to me about nothing about them, just about other people or whatever, and this thing that goes on in the world, where people are, and I lost my way, you know, and that's why I needed to go back, and then it funded to go back, and then it went perfectly to get me to this, but it's made me realise I do love England, I just don't like that part of it where I'm stuck in, I don't like being trapped, so there's some decisions I've got to make. I'm not making any rash decisions because it's getting summer. Do I really need a place? Do I really need to, what's the name? Am I thinking get back in my van, mate? Because I love my fucking van. I love me and my boy waking up in the forest or on a beach or whatever it is and being free to express and see the culture, the people, the good people, the people doing this, the people doing that, rather than stuck within that rush, fucking traffic, beep, beep, beep. I don't even see traffic no more. What's traffic? Because it used to annoy me. Now I use it for thinking time.
I do. I can say it's a blessing. And the other thing is you can't even drive fast anywhere. Anyway.
Wow. That's debatable, mate.
You can't round here, mate.
I know, mate.
There's a speed camera on every corner now. Of
course there is. There's money involved in that.
It's like Big Brother.
Not there if your house gets robbed, but they're there to get their money at you.
It's like Big Brother. And that's where I'm at with it, is because it's smart cities and it doesn't feel like you're free. But then you're like, well, they're going to roll it out over
2030, mate. So this is my belief. We've got to be out of here because the divide's here. It's up to us to get to the new earth, mate. But it's already happening. The divide's real.
Yeah.
The shift is unbelievable. You can't deny it. But it's about not going back, because as soon as you go back, then you're losing again, and you're back. But Agenda 2030, mate. You know the school. And
well, this is the one that, I don't know if you've seen him online. The one who asks people what the dream is. Is that it says, have you had a dream? What's your dream? And it'll fund it.
I was at the white, mate. I've heard a lot about him because I've got an idea. I need to speak to him. And it's weird you mentioned him, because yesterday, it was either yesterday or the day before, a boy in the sauna met him on the street in London. He's invested in him for his what's the name thing, and he's going to put me in touch with him. And I was only told this yesterday because I've told you about my plan. He could be the funding for it, because he's there to help people, isn't he? But sorry, carry on what you're saying. I want to say it, but it's synchronicities.
Because, you know, when you're saying sell your soul or stuff or whatever, and a lot of people don't use discernment, and I might be wrong here in what I'm saying, but it's just something you've got to do. Don't watch what they say, do what, like, see what they're doing. So when he's saying giving people the dream and he's backing all that, that's brilliant. But then he's telling you not to buy houses in UK or not own houses. And then he's mates with Richard Branson, and then they're also buying up property. So they're buying a lot of houses.
he's
yeah.
involved
So
in
they
that,
own,
mate.
so they own a lot of property.
Well, that
don't
mate,
they?
you just going around asking what your dream is.
Yeah, yeah. So he's telling people that it's a scam to own property,
Oh.
and then you look at the Agenda 2030 of you'll own nothing and you'll be happy.
Yeah.
So it's like if no one owned a house in the UK, they'd just keep on putting rent up to a point where you can't.
Look in time. The film in time.
That's where I use my discernment with him. I think it's brilliant what he's doing with people's dreams and stuff. But how much of a sway he has now with people, it's easy to.
Has he sold his soul? Is that what you're
Yeah,
saying?
well, you don't know if. Well, I don't think you should be telling people not to own property because it is a safe haven for a lot of people.
And if they're agreeing with it,
yeah,
then it's not good for the people. That's what you're saying.
That's what I'd say. Like the discernment. Yeah, he's great on some stuff, but like,
is it genuine?
Yeah.
Has he now been offered the riches of the world, and now he's telling people to do to suit the narrative?
Yeah.
Which is normally what happens, as I say earlier. People forget about the people, mate.
Yeah.
Fuck the people, get the money.
Because I'm always very analytical of like where people line up with stuff. Because there's a lot of content that I do like from there, but you need to know
who to trust.
Yeah. Well, what they're selling, what are they actually doing with their money? Are they buying property? If they're buying property and they're telling you not to,
then they do the opposite of what they say. That's all I ever do.
Yeah.
If they tell me not to eat this, then I'm eating it. You tell me to eat this, I'm not. You tell me to be vaccinated, I'm not eating it. You tell me to do this.
Same with that graph when they were doing crypto out, and it said like Warren Buffett was saying, don't own any Bitcoin. None of his employees could own it at his firm, and then next day he bought it all up. And it kept on showing you a graph, and I'm like, they're just bullshit.
They're just playing with us. So that's what they do because there's a saying, isn't there? You've got to work out how to take money from the slaves.
Yeah.
And do you know who gives the best advice on taking money from the slaves? Fellow slaves.
Yeah.
Because we know, we get all these visions of what they do. They listen to us and they nick our ideas. Like do you know what I mean? Yeah. We are the people. Yeah. So we've got the best ideas. So the reason they don't want us waking up is because we come up with all these ideas. But then obviously we've got to have the self-belief to get into it. But they tell us to do stuff to put us away from our path, to make us lose confidence and fear. And
yeah. Lower nature shit.
But yeah, I reckon well, this is, wow. You've seen the film, like you said, about the rent and them controlling everything. If you think about have you seen a film in time?
I've seen Black Mirror, and that's similar, isn't it?
Because they get like a time, so they get to 21, they would stay looking the same, but they get time.
Right.
And they live, so they get a year when they turn what's name, and then they get paid in time. And then when they want people to die, they put the price of coffee up 2 cents. And like everyone dies on the bus because they can't get to the next step to borrow money off them, and because that's what it's getting like.
Yeah.
And you see it, mate, the Matrix when I was driving down here on the motorways. Mate, there's so many police on the motorways. You don't see them around the estates.
Yeah.
The motorways where there's money, where they can pull people over for a tyre of 2 centimetres under the thing. Or you swerved, mate, or you went 67 miles per hour in a 65. Money, they're there, aren't they? The Matrix.
It is wild. It's what advice then would you give to your younger self? Or do you think your younger self would give advice to you?
Well, I'm going to myself now would say, well done.
Yeah.
Now me talking to my younger self, I'd say sorry. But the advice I'd give him is be yourself, mate.
Yeah.
Embrace the weird. Like, just don't worry about the illusions of what other people think about you because it keeps you enslaved. You know?
It's what separates you as well from being yourself. And I think we were all taught, a lot of people are taught just to be normal like everyone else, but normal's boring. And what is normal?
Boring.
Yeah.
You
know what I mean? So just carbon copies of everyone dressed the same, or, you know, it's just...
The lips, the this, the that. This is what I say. Listen, if people call me crazy, probably call you crazy. I'm fucking nuts. I'm the lunatic that dances around the gym and speaks his open emotions, cry in front of people who don't care what anyone thinks about him.
Yeah.
I'm the lunatic. Like, you know what I mean? But where was I going? I don't know what you're saying there. But if they didn't think I was, then it means I'd be the same as them.
Yeah.
I'd been that person and I was fucking unhappy. Now I'm myself and not caring what people think. Fuck me, mate, it's powerful.
Yeah. And then, you know, connects with you is supposed to connect to you. Because that's the way it's supposed to be. And the people that repel, you're doing something right.
And it's a learning process, like you know, mate. It's a journey. We're never learning. There's no such thing as bad, just what we said, there's no such thing as bad trips. There's no such thing as bad lessons.
No.
Your lesson's a lesson, mate. All the shit that's been wrong and gone wrong in my life, mate. If it didn't, I wouldn't be who I am now. I've been given a strength for a reason. Yeah. And now I'm stepping into that reason. And that's why because one thing I created, everything's a mask. Like you say, we've got clothes. Even this, I don't want to wear this. I'm comfortable in my cotton hippie clothes.
Yeah.
And that's the next stage for me.
Yeah.
Because I don't feel like, because when I'm away, I do. But anyway, I feel like I can't. In the summer, I will. But it's like, there's different stages of your journey, isn't there? Because even this is cotton, this is whatever it is, plasticine.
Yeah, I'm same. Mate, I've stopped wearing mine. They were comfy as well.
You get more weird, don't you?
They were
This is the
comfy.
thing.
Yeah,
It's,
but
like, it's a connection. You're getting spoken
when
to.
I got it with all the conspiracy stuff at first, and then it were all the stuff that I could use to my benefit.
Yeah.
And then it was like all the clothing that you wear and all the rest of it. And these are brands that I want to bring forth.
Yeah.
So you've got another option. Because people sell out to it.
I've been talking about it, mate, as well. Same thing with the cotton brands. There's not enough out there.
Well,
is that what you mean?
Yeah. That's what I'm wanting to. That disciples the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I want the branding to be. I want it to be casual, but I want it to be a sports brand as well.
Yeah. But it needs to be what with the cotton feeling. Yeah, because they're so clever. They create the problem with the plastic, tax us for it. We've got to get rid of it, make clothes for it, and sell it to us and pretend they're doing the greater good.
Yeah.
Fucking genius. You got to take it out of them, haven't you? Because these people are like, and what is it now? Everyone's walking around everywhere with no dry fit on. Not going to be horrible about people, but some people shouldn't be wearing them leggings.
No.
I'm not. Like,
no, but it's straight away because how tight they are, they're going straight into them as well.
And they're revealing, they're going straight into them, they're getting the plastics in their thing, they're up their crutches, up their whatever, their bums and this and men and whatever it is, yeah. All this is going in our skin. We've got breathable organs, and people put stuff on their skin like sun cream. And I don't know if that's where you are.
No, I've offered sun
I don't put sun cream. No. I never have. I've never.
No.
But you put moisturisers on, but we read the ingredients, and it's there for you to see. You know, like it's better. Just a breathable organ. You shouldn't be putting stuff that's soaking into your skin.
Someone said it the other day: if you're not willing to put it in your mouth and eat it, why are you putting it on your skin?
Exactly, mate.
Because it's your biggest organ. And it's
deodorants, mate, are nothing but natural, and this is this is where it goes. But you don't know until you seek, and then you see it, and then you see it, and then you're going, you're making a concept, and then eventually it's just part of you.
See, this is when I went through that, all the bad stuff, and then all the good stuff. But then I was changing everything in the house, and it's always like, what the fuck are you doing? Like just seeing like everything were internal, and now it's like I was changing everything. But now she's started to settle down and she's started to see things and she's like, fucking hell, you're right. It's like even the lighting in your house, the LED lights, it fucks them up.
Everything's against
And when
us.
people walk in ours now, because we have separate lights that are just like, they're a lot dimmer and they're not LEDs, people will walk in and they'll go, why is it so chilled in here? I'm like, it's lighting. You wouldn't fucking, but I said, when them LEDs are on, But it's things that we just throw... Because like you say, you're getting attacked all the time on all fronts, and you don't actually know what you've invited in your house. Like there was a guy over there, and he was showing the video. He's like, "Oh yeah, the CIA are listening to you. Like you've got to be careful of that." And then it goes, and then next breath he goes, "Alexa, play." So he's like, "Well, now we've invited that."
And this is what people, conspiracies, but if it's convenient, Alexa, play Oasis. Oh yeah, don't mention Oasis. Things must be getting heated. They brought back Oasis. Bring Oasis back. Distraction. Oasis.
Well, that's what they do, don't they? Because they're just the puppets.
Brilliant, and they love it. Full out. What we do. Don't worry, you're rich for life anyway. When we call you back, we'll call you back. Go live your life. Go do whatever it is you're doing. I'm not saying they're bad people. I don't know much about it, but
they're just frontmen, aren't they? That's all it is.
They're paid people to spread whatever there is to the world. You listen to their songs. They've woke up. They've got a talent, but then what they do with that talent, they sell their soul. And it gets whatever. And this can go on with everything, but with the food, it's funny, isn't it? Like a 4-pack of apples is £5, but a kilo of sugar is still 90p.
There's 124 different names for sugar. That's how we get round it.
And people, and this is another thing, people judge people. So someone, I was going to say fat. Somebody out of shape, an unhealthy diabetic person will judge a heroin addict as an addict. Or a heroin addict will judge a crackhead, or a cokehead will say, I'm not as bad as a crackhead. Everyone's looking to look for better things to be better than other people. But we're all fucking addicts, mate. Yeah. Whether it's sugar, coffee, weed, alcohol, gambling, sex.
Yep.
It's unhealed. Don't judge.
Because I've got to a point where we've all just unhealed from somewhere. Mine's like been food, and I've been going through so many journeys trying to, like, I know I'm not fat. It's just I'll overeat sometimes, and I've realised what it is. It's going back to childhood.
Yeah,
and I self-soothed. It was a self-soothing mechanism.
Yes, like sugar's my mum and weed's my dad.
Yeah,
That's what I've understood. So when I'm feeling at a certain point in my thing, I need the sugar, my mum gave me. My dad, I'd be smoking the weed to distract me from that. So I look at it. It's tough, mate. It's the process.
Yeah.
But my shaman just said to me, he said, listen, I'm on a fish diet at the moment. He said, look, the energy, and I'm explaining, when people used to tell me to quit smoking, the level up, and I'd be like, what do you mean? When I quit smoking, mate, I brought up all my traumas and took me to the next level. So I ain't smoked since June. But he said to me, you've got to experiment what works for you. And I thought, fuck me, that's good advice. It's simple as fuck, and he tells it all the time, little one slogan things. So fucking hell. And you've got to work what works best for you. So when you're going through the stage of that, you've just got to, it's okay to change directions.
Yeah.
Like with supplements, for example, I'm not too big on supplements because I just think you need water, salt, your natural electrolytes, your organic coconut stuff, your good fruit, your good product, and your body will give you what your body needs, mate. I used to be on steroids, I used to be doing this, I used to be doing that. Now, mate, I used to be... Now I'll go run for 20k for a crack in the morning after fucking just for a laugh.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But not for a laugh, because I hope I never fall in love with running. But like we're going on to fitness or whatever, but I hope I don't ever fall in love with running, because the thing is with running, it's what you get from it. I don't know if you run yourself.
Yeah, the endorphins from
It's
it.
the before, it's awful. The during starts okay, but then you really start questioning yourself. And then after, you're like, fuck, you've had 27 downloads. You've had this, you've had so much vision. So that's when I was first spoken to. It's when I've always come into my head running, by the way.
Yeah.
It just said people need whatever it was, and it scared the shit out of me, and I only found in a bush. I was like, what the fuck was that? And then the signs started showing up.
I think I started meditating first, and then started doing the workouts, and then doing the meditating straight after the workouts, and you just realise how much clearer you are.
I'm not good with meditation, mate.
Are you not?
I've been doing a lot of breath work lately. I'm getting into that first, because I've been told it's easier to then go into the meditation with the breath work. So I'm trying that avenue.
Try as well, like, if you've done a heavy workout, I do the shred fast workouts, and they're quite intense. And then go into it, because your breathing's come down and it regulates anyway.
Oh, okay.
And then I use guided meditations.
Oh, okay.
Because I find it hard, like,
switch off.
I find it hard just to switch off. My mind's do. But if it's the guided meditations, it's letting you focus on what they're telling you to do. So you well, it does.
It's
immersive for me,
Yeah.
and I think that some people it works for, some people it don't. But it gives me something to like zone in on.
Yeah.
Joe Dispenza was a guy who did it for me, and I've had some really fucking
deep things.
Yeah.
I need to get more into that as well.
Definitely, and all I used to do is, still do, is go on YouTube, and it'll just bob up.
Yeah,
and
where
I'll
it's
just
meant
go
to
with
be.
first one.
Oh, yeah.
First one that I think, and
Trust
then just
it.
go, whether it's 20 minutes, 50 minutes, or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
But when you get into a good, I'd say I'm on a bit of a bad time with it at the moment, where I'm trying to do quite a few things, so it's probably I'm only getting 10 minutes meditation in, whereas before I was getting like
it's the
an
most
hour.
important thing. But what we do is, again, we
Prioritise
We
things,
prioritise when we lose our way. It's just but it's about accepting it. And this is what we're understanding is when you get to this point is we're human beings. We can make mistakes. We can fall off. We look for excuses because it's funny, isn't it? Like to do the meditation, well, not so much us, but to do the half-hour meditation, hour a day, 10 minutes, whatever it is you can't do it. But slaving away for someone for £12 an hour, not me, I've never been on that low wage.
Yeah.
For most people to go slave for 12 hours, they do it and take orders. But they're not working on themselves. But they're giving up that for £12. When you get paid at the end of the month, you're paying your rent, your food. Well, not unless you're sat home on your ass, getting paid and living the dream anyway. You know, universal income, personal income, whatever the fuck it's going to be.
Yeah.
But do you know what I mean? Where's it get you?
It's just having a look at where you can tweak stuff. And I like you say, experimenting, because that's what I'm doing. I was beating myself up before. I'm putting stuff in and out. Like, I not smoked for 2 years, and I'd started...
What, cigarettes?
Yeah.
How did you quit?
I just went cold turkey.
Really?
But then, like, over the last 2 weeks, a friend who works for me, he were having odd roll-ups, so I started having them, and then I was like, fuck. So this week, I was like, instead of writing a list of going back to intermittent fasting, smoking, putting a massive list, I was like, this week, I just won't smoke. And then I find it easy.
Yeah.
And then, like, I wrote down yesterday, the smoking's it's easy now. Right, let's jump back on the intermittent fasting. Start tightening the valves one by one instead
start
of...
with the little wins, didn't you?
Because I would...
throwing yourself in.
I've done it where I write them all down, and then as soon as one goes, the fucking lock goes.
This is what they say, because this is...
House of cards.
This is what a New Year's resolution is what I say. A New Year's resolution, people set it and fail the next day. New Year's resolution is your yearly target. You've got to set little goals to get to that target throughout the year.
Yeah.
That's what you're saying, but then like you say, one fails and you're straight back off it, ain't you?
Yeah. And then you feel 10 times worse.
And then you get the self-doubt kicks in. And this is what we do. But I quit smoking because I didn't smoke since June. I swear to God, mate, I ain't had a craving since. People blow smoke in my face. I'm a happy non-smoker. I don't have to stress. I went cold turkey, nothing. Yeah. And all I've done was listen to that book, Alan Carr, The Easy Way. And I swear to God, if you listen to it, you will never, because you're smart enough to understand, you'll take it personal. And within 5 minutes, you will never smoke. You'll be straight through. Within 10 minutes into that book, you'll go, what a mug. Even though you've quit now, but I mean, if you are struggling, listen to the book. The book, you smoke all the way through it. But mate, I've heard good things about it, and I've finally done it, and it worked for me, mate. And it worked for me. I was a 40-a-day Taylor smoker.
Yeah, I would say. You've got to get to that point that you want to do it as well, haven't you?
Yeah.
You've got to want to just fucking knock it on the head.
Yeah.
My breathing was stuff that were bad.
Yeah.
And it's just...
Especially when you're getting fit and we're doing that to ourselves. But I would have a fag before a 10k run. And first thing I did after a 10k run before what was like a fag.
Would it?
That, I swear to God. But I can still do it. Your body overcomes. But now it's not, you know what I mean, mate? Smoking's, we're destroying ourselves. And not once do you ever think that you're even selfish to even say that.
But it's like, what's life? It's breath.
Yeah.
And then...
I know, and we're doing it to ourselves but it takes you away. Like I said, when I quit smoking, all that trauma come up, mate. But the book definitely worked. Yeah. But when was the last time you had one now then?
A week and a half.
And
because I love a cigar. I'm not on a totally stop cigars. Yeah. Like when I go on holiday, I like a cigar.
It's balance, isn't it?
I like a cigar, and I'm like, this is human experience. I'm going to allow myself to have that.
Yeah, because that's what you develop, isn't it?
Because it's the drinking. Like I've given that up. That's been a lot easier than I thought. It's what people want out of you. They want you to drink to make it normal for them.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
Because they've asked me
that's where you separate.
It's hard because they're like, how does it feel for you? And I went, for me personally, I said it feels alien. It's like it's none of your fault. It's like it's fine what you're all doing. I says it's alien to me because I know you're all getting that 2 free drinks where you get right giddy. I went, I'm not getting that. Yeah, I don't feel giddy.
I know but once like you say the alcohol, but a lot even you say I believe balance. I believe I'm there now because I like a joint, mate.
Yeah.
Santa Maria's I'm going to call it now because apparently that's the way you got to do it to have a good relationship here. But so because if I can have one once a month and do that and have maybe a cream cake and what's that, then it makes just a treat to certainly look forward to. But like as a pastor, when I went on this journey last year, I met one and he's sound Felipe, amazing man. But Christianity, I looked into it because I need to make sense, and it did make sense. But he said on a Friday night he has a scotch and a cigar, and that's it. And it's this little tradition just to reward himself for the hard way. But balance comes later on the journey, you know. And I feel like I've got it now.
Yeah.
But it's tough because I caught it with 1 can of Coke. You have 1 can of Coke, mate, for 6 a day again.
Chocolate, chocolate with me, fucking chocolate, and they're like, people are like, yeah, just have one. I'm like, that's telling like smackhead to have just one shoot up. I'm like, it doesn't happen. But that's where you learn like self-control. I maybe haven't got it in that area.
Yeah, it's hard, mate, but you've got to become the observer of your thoughts because you always listen to the second thought. Because that first thought, that sounds fucking nice, doesn't it? That's look at the chocolate bar. I'm 3.5 weeks off the sugar now, 3 weeks. Well, obviously I have through natural sugar, but from refined sugar, I feel fucking great. I feel like, obviously along with the plant medicine, the vegan diet, I'm on the fish diet, I'm keeping the ball rolling, mate. So I want I to be working with me for the foreseeable.
Good on you. Because that's where I was, like 2 years ago, I was solid for most part of the year. I didn't want anything. And I felt really good about it, but it's getting that discipline back.
Yeah, because once you fall off, it's hard. But every now and then, I did in Thailand. I went, so when I went to Thailand, mate, I completely surrendered. I thought, fuck it. Not too bad, where I was battering it, but I was having cancer coke, smoking loads of weed, because I quit weed. Yeah. Smoking loads of weed, doing this, doing that, but I knew I was going to Peru. So I wanted to come back and put myself through 3 weeks of hell to get myself at high vibrations, because it kind of worked. But in Thailand, man, I let myself go. I was eating shit food. I was fucking doing this. I was doing that. I was doing things I didn't want to do. Blah 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 blah. I wasn't drinking alcohol or anything like that. Nothing that bad. But the chocolate bars, the cakes, the smoothies. I was enjoying it, bro. I wasn't having as many coconuts as I should have had. Do you know what I mean? But it was all right. But then I like to do that sometimes because I like to come back.
Yeah.
I like to get a bit messed up and sadistic and go. And then all of a sudden, I'll get up at 5 o'clock in the morning again. I'm like, but I had a purpose, Peru, get ready for the people, get ready to do this. You've got a show to do, you've got this to do, you've got that to do. And that's how I look at things. And then it spurs me on. That's what you need. You need something to use for motivation.
You need to experience what your old life was like. I know that I've been needed to work on some stuff, but then I've been eating later at night, so then I don't get up as early in the morning. And I'm like trying to find that time.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at like you were saying missing them workouts. I normally get up and do a workout at 5. I haven't done for the last 2 days. Yeah. So then I'm in a pissy mood for the next.
Because you need it, mate.
Yeah. You do. It levels you out. And then the longer it goes on a day, then you look at it, you get in this frustration. And you're like, I need to just go back to the root of it.
Yeah.
And then go back into my routine. I know what works for me.
But you've got to get back to it. I kind of like it because look, ADHD, for example, which is obviously a label, it's obviously a hunter genetic.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I've been learning a lot of that lately with Katie. And she teaches me, like, you got to go hunting in the morning. You got to go, we're hunters. We got to go out and we got to go earn this thing. I'll go on a fastest state. I like to fucking push myself. I want to sprint. I want to fucking put this on. I want to really be sitting in the sauna for an hour. It's just pain and suffering. And when I come out, I'm like, I'm ready.
Yeah,
you know what
yeah.
I mean? Nothing can bother you after that. But then what happens is it will start to drop throughout the day in a slow way, and then obviously you get some shit done. But then what I was doing was smoking weed, and it's putting me back down. So it all slips in.
Yeah.
But now, like, I go back to the gym the second time in the evening, but sometimes I get too much of dopamine and I can't fucking sleep. So you got to try and work that balance out. You know, so I'm like, all fucking night because I don't sleep, mate. I'm not a sleeper. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm murder, mate. Getting up 5 o'clock in the morning, mate. It don't matter how it is, mate. If I got to be up at 5 in the morning, I'm a morning person, mate.
Yeah, I am.
You know what I mean? And I think that's our genetics from our hunter. Have you ADHD?
Yeah,
definitely. Obviously, yeah. So
100%.
this is a hunter genetics, you see, and this is what I'm learning. And this is stuff that I'm learning along the way from people. That's making me understand who I am, what I am. Same for you. And then you give this information on to other people. And this is what the journey is.
Definitely try the guided meditation.
Yeah.
Because yours sounds like mine, where your mind just wants to do one thing and then it's just, and it fucking takes you everywhere.
But you drink, like I said with the coffee, I'm 3.5 weeks. Another thing, Katie, your best advice is probably giving me because it's relevant to now, how I feel now. And she said about quitting the coffee because when you got ADHD and you quit the coffee, it overstimulates your brain. But I didn't understand what she's on about. I'm 3.5 weeks clean it, and all of a sudden, I'm hustling again, mate.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not looking to do things in a bad way, but and all of a sudden, with the energy I'm at the moment, my energy's high. I'm back from brew, man. I know I am. I know I'm on a vibration, man. I can feel what I'm drawing. I'm bringing on beacons and bringing people who are where I am, like you right now. With us meeting today, with me, like everything's happening as it's meant to happen. But yeah, I just love it. I love waking up every day like a kid and just being like, yes.
Well, that's what I wanted people to fall in love with.
Yeah.
Once you've stepped out of what you thought was yourself and all these programs, there's that creativity of you being a child, like, and that's all you like. You just want to make friends to bring shit like that together.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what's fucking cooler than that?
Yeah, exactly. I meet people every day, and they're weirder than an ex, and I love it. And then when I say it to them, they're not bothered by it.
Yeah, yeah.
You're a weirdo. Like I can reach out to people and say, I like you, you're a weirdo. And they mention about saying, yeah, I get what you're saying. Because that's what we are. But we're unique. And it's just, people need to embrace the creativity because like you say,
I think a lot of people are scared. Like, a lot of people said to me with doing this podcast, like, you're brave doing that, aren't you? Like, what people think. I'm not like, people are going to fucking everyone's got an opinion anyway. I'm like,
they're arseholes, isn't they?
I'm doing what I want to do because I can see where
it's going to
do
good.
I can see what it's going to birth. Like, I can see what I'm going to build off the back of it. It ain't just me. I like the visions that I have.
It's a courage.
I can't do it by myself.
No.
Like, I need help, and like the other people that are coming on, they need help with theirs.
Yeah, we all do. Spreading that love.
We'll get there, man.
And this is the mad thing about it. It's like, it's so nice to have that going on. Like, do you know what I mean? The understanding of it. But like you say, we've all got different gifts, haven't we? It's about coming together, building the trust, building the community, and building people together. And then raising other people's vibration and showing, because it does take strength to do it, mate. Yeah. But like you say about, like I say, opinions like assholes, isn't everyone's got one. But like, for example, me, I can post a video saying real men don't play computer games if they're too busy playing life.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
I think you're right, though. I do think you're right to an extent. Like, that's why I used to play computer games when I was younger.
Yeah,
and that's what
I'm saying. It's a distraction. It's a fake world.
We're keeping my son off it because I'd love to. I said, you know what? If we could, there's a gaming place down the road, and if they had all new consoles, I'd take him every once in a while, and we'd have a little blast. I'm not buying one in this house because if I buy one, I'd be fucking hooked on it.
Yeah,
he'd be hooked on it, and I'm looking what
distraction.
Yeah, and I says we can create stuff. Me and him like trying to build stuff together.
Everything's about it's a distraction. But like I say, when I can post a video saying about that, which is the truth, and get called a cunt, a pedo, shittest dad on earth, bold loser. Where's your airline? You know, baldy over there. Yeah, okay.
Even my son says that.
Yeah, but whatever. But you see, so that, or I can post a video saying, listen, people, we're meant for more. All I care about is you. I can show a video of me crying, and I still get called a paedophile, a cunt, a knob, so it don't matter what you do, it's just about not caring what they say. But you've got to get to the point of your journny where it's orthodox back because...
I think I have got to that. Obviously, there's going to be a little imprint of like, we are human and stuff can get taken on board, but for the most part, I'm like, there's something inside them that's just a bit jealous, or whether it's
Well, you're living, aren't you?
Yeah.
You're trying. People ain't got the courage to come and do what you're doing, man.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? You're good at this, by the way. You know what I mean?
Thank you.
It's just, this is my first time here. It feels natural. It feels good, but that's energy.
Yeah.
We're on the same frequency. You've got a message for me. I've got a message for you. And we share that love. We share that knowledge and create it with brothers and sisters and meeting people and opportunities and spread and joy and happiness. Like you say, children.
Yeah,
Children.
I'm excited. I'm sure we'll build some brilliant stuff
Yeah.
together, mate. I think that's what we're doing as a community. Just before we go, what was the best advice you've ever been given? Or is the best advice that you can give to the listeners?
Best advice to give to the listeners is just not care what people think. Embrace the weird. Be yourself. And have no fear around being yourself, because if everyone was the same, the world's real boring, and that's the problem with the world. And advice I said at the moment, like with the shaman saying about, only because it's relevant to now. So it's where I'm at right now with the see what works for you. Don't put too much, no drama. Just no drama, he's saying to me. That's the point, no drama. And that means on everything. Why has it always got to be drama? Just relax. It's okay. Just keep the positivity and whatever. That's what he kind of means by it. And I love it. And Katie was with the coffee thing, because now I'm feeling like, yeah, because for 2 years since I've been drinking coffee, so I'm new to it.
Yeah.
As again with me, mate, it's never enough. So I have a cappuccino with another double shot, and I'm like, fucking hell, miss, this is like too much.
Yeah.
4 a day. There's a problem here. But then I hasn't been able to hyper focus on anything. And,
Yeah.
mate, I can master studies in days. But now I'm like, I know it's can't be asked. But I haven't got it, but now I'm starting to see that what it's been doing to me. And that's what happens when you do quit things. You see what the poison it does to you. Because I haven't got many voices left, but like I say, just flicking for dopamine through comments and messages is something I need to give up on.
Yeah.
But yeah, but like I say, the best advice you get, just don't, who cares what people think? Be yourself, be weird.
And you're able to get in touch with Rick. You're doing the live coaching as well, aren't you?
Yeah. Do live coaching and things with some people. That's rewarding because it obviously gives people obviously I can say I've done it all, so I could never judge. So to be able to sit there but what I do with my clients is I'm unapologetically truthful myself. So if I've got something to say, you may not like it, but don't bother coming with me then, because I'm not going to go, it's right, mate, I'm going to always be nice, I'm going to be loving, but I'm always going to tell the truth. And if people are being weird, and that's what people can handle, but I don't care about that. Like, I've got to be me.
I'm same with you. Even if it's friends and it's like, you might not like what I'm going to say, but it's the truth, and I think it'll benefit you.
And it comes from love.
There's a big difference in how you approach it.
It's love. But then, if they can't deal with that, then I'm not for them and they're not for me. But I'm okay with that because I trust the universe, and they bring me people who can. But like I say, the people even with that, mate, a lot of things I've noticed with people, a lot of people want something for nothing. You've only got so much time. I can do what I can do, but I get a lot of people who want help and struggle, and I try to do the best I can. But most people don't see your value, because I get a lot of people that say, oh, I'm sniffing cocaine 6 times a week, I'm doing this, I'm drinking, I'm doing it, whatever they're doing. I don't judge, but you know what I mean, whatever. But they ain't got no money to pay for a life coach. They expect me to do it for free. I haven't got that. And I want to help the world, but I haven't got unlimited amounts of times where I can just do this and do that. But it's also about seeing the value. Like people like, what they don't understand is you've obviously got money to be doing that, but if you're actually paying for something, 60 quid or whatever it is to do, you're going to get some value from it because you're paying for it. You know what I mean? But what it is, they don't really want change. So that's why I don't work with people.
They just like to whinge about it. That's what I think about the monk or Buddhist comment said the other day. Hey, before you help anyone, ask if they're willing to give up the thing that's made them sick.
Yeah, exactly.
And if the answer's no, it's like we're both wasting his time.
And you can't help them. And 90% of the problem is with men, especially, is reaching out. Like, 'cause once they reach out, they actually generally start to accept that they need to change. But it's the thing. It's the same thing with the trips to Peru I'm doing. People message me like it's a free-for-all. No, mate, this is a selection process. I'm not trying to sell anything to anybody.
Yeah.
If you want to be like, what's this? What's the part of, whoa, mate, no, look, listen, this is good for you. Like, the devil's going to be in your head going, go get people to mess with me with deposits. And I'm like, listen, mate, you're gone. That's it. They don't get a second chance. Not because I'm a dickhead, but because I know what they're doing. I'll give them a couple, you know what I mean? But they go, I know what happens. They want to do it, but then, when you're trying to do something, the devil will go, but what about this? And the fear comes in. And that stops people from doing things. That's another thing people need to not listen to. The fear, mate.
If you've got a calling to do something,
it's calling you. Go and do it.
Yeah.
And like I say, it will call you when it's meant to call you. But it's like I say, people it's tough, mate. I understand as well. Like everything was trying to tell me not to go there, but you've got to have the strength to do it. But this is why I created that thing, so I could bring people together. I'm doing it with them.
Yeah.
The pain and suffering you're going through right now, I'm doing the same. I'm not over there eating steak or trying to do. I'm practice what I preach. You know what I mean? That's what I try to be in life with everything. Because what are you if you're not who you say you are?
Yeah. Because it's not all sunshine and rainbows.
Yeah, only when you're on mushrooms, mate. Oh no, even then sometimes it's not. It's darkness and demons.
Yeah, I've had trips where I've laid on floor and cried for 6 hours. And like,
Great, innit?
what the fuck?
Great, yeah.
And you're like, I actually feel better later down the line, but yeah, it's hard realizations about yourself, about people around you. There's so much to unpack, and we're all different in his own little ways, aren't we?
This is why it's about that with the energy creating now. Like I'm in touch with people to do the ceremonies, to do this, to do that, to help people here. And then like with the communities that we can create together and other people and get people in the awareness and make it as accessible for everybody. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, make people be able to afford it. Make it, don't be all about the money. Like, if you offer 20, you offer 20 for free. If you do this, you do that. Like, just because some people haven't got the funding. This is why I want to create an energy so I can give more.
Yeah.
Because I want to do some charitable work. I've got a lot of time on my hand, but then maybe I do a lot because obviously what I'm doing. But obviously I want to step that up as well. Like, I just want to get this to people, massive amounts of people. Obviously, you got to eat.
Yeah, definitely. But that's what I think everyone's just trying to work out now, aren't they? Trying to work out how they can bring it in
through through the spiritual field for greater good. Because obviously bricklaying, I can go earn good money, mate, but it's not my calling. You know, like you know what I mean? This is why we're giving it a go.
Yeah.
It feels good to be in the fight, doesn't it?
Yeah.
It's good to be.
Been in fire.
Come on,
been in fire.
See what happens, and then I wake up every day, go after life, and just think. You know, what was I doing? Going to a job I hated, moaning all day, getting through it by terrorising people. It's good to be awake. Yeah, it's tough. Yeah, it's fucking challenging, but
it's nice. Unlike when I've been on sites recently, actually talking to people and asking them how they think and stuff, and you've seen their minds even change because you're like, we've got to do that in everyday life, haven't we? We've got to try and turn the tide and like just plant the seed. I always say it's like I'm planting a seed.
We are farmers. Yeah. And the problem is with the construction industry, you've got into it now, another 20 minutes. Nah, but the problem is with here we go. The problem is with the construction industry, mate. Look what's there. Broken men, tired, getting through the day, cocaine, sex, gambling. It's a pandemic, demasculating. Put your heart on, cunt. That's how the site agents think they're going to speak to men.
Yeah.
Get in the lines. It's no different to school. Me, I'm a bricklayer, you're a plasterer.
Yeah.
You go from school being shuttled into lines and gateways and follow orders to being on a site and hard hat, uniform, whatever, with anything that can shit on you is a pigeon. Bit of spurred shit might hit your head. You've got to stick to paths, you've got to stick to in the guides of safety, we know what that bullshit's about. But what's it doing to men? They're going and they're there. And like I say, I'm speaking from experience. It's not a nice place to be, mate. And then what you surround yourself by? Everyone's in the same boat. And then when you try to be positive, you can't. You can't be around this.
No.
And the construction industry needs help. And then if someone there do drug tests, they just throw them out on the street. They don't care, mate. No one seems to give a shit about the men.
Well, there's a massive attack on masculinity at the moment, isn't there? Up and down board.
Here we go again. But it's a podcast gone for weeks, man. It's not a waste of time. We always put the camera on if we're talking. But yeah, mate, it's just, yeah. But
we'll do part 2 in it.
Part two, that's it. Part 18.
No, but thank you for coming on.
That's right, mate.
It's
thanks for having me.
No.